Our next guest says your children are always watching you. What you do, they see and often will begin to mimic in their own lives. And so success coach Christy Krimmer is here to suggest ways to set examples to help eliminate your child's stress. Welcome back to the show, Christy.
Good morning, Aubrey. Thanks for having me.
Well, we all know that women, they're expected to juggle everything from household to marriage to careers, all the while raising hopefully well-rounded and resilient children. So how do you suggest women can ensure they're always setting a good example for their kids?
Yeah, it's so true, Aubrey. And I think all of us now more than ever are feeling the pressure to make sure our kids are okay. And we can do that by leading by example, by making sure we're okay. We can have it all, but we can't do it all. And the best lesson we can teach our children is that it's safe and okay to ask for help.
Now, when we talk about stress, man, obviously parents feel it, moms feel it, but kids can feel it too, especially right now. New stress and other stresses they may not have had prior to the pandemic. So how do we talk to children about stress and help them understand it a lot better?
Yeah, I always say age appropriate conversations need to start appropriately and as soon as possible. We need to teach our children how to identify what kind of stress they're feeling. There's actually positive stress, which could be, the excitement, overwhelming excitement of seeing their friends for the first time after a long break. Then the negative stress that could be facing a bully at school, maybe feeling left out or having to write a test. We have to teach them how to navigate what stress response is coming up for them so they are better able to manage it.
Well, we all know that saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And we know that kids can really pick up habits and kind of copy what they see their parents doing. Do you have any examples you can share with us of what parents can use with their kids to model the behavior to de-stress and help them relax?
Yes, and my favorite example right now is what I call the eliminate the what to wear stress. So unless you or your child has a uniform, you've got to figure out what you're wearing the next day. And all of us have experienced those I don't have anything to wear tantrums. So what I say is start laying out your clothes for the next day, even inclusive of workout clothes, and get your children to do the same. So when they're waking up, they know what they're putting on. They don't have to worry about having nothing to wear, and it sets the tone for a more positive day.
Christy, I have to tell you, my kids actually go to a school where there is a uniform, and while it takes some of that stress out, they're still very particular about the pieces that they do get to pick from, which ones they're going to wear. So, but it helps a little bit. But yeah, I remember those days of what am I going to wear? What are some other ways we can lead by example?
Yeah, I always say eat like a champion, fuel your body like a champion. The research has proven that dehydration can actually be a leading factor in anxiety for all of us, no matter what the age. And also, the sugars. So when we are eating a little bit cleaner and letting our kids help us make meals or be a part of snack time, whatever that looks like for them, we're actually showing them that we can manage stress by what we're eating, what our diet is. And then also, as far as hydration, get your kids their favorite colored water bottle. Make a family game of who, chugged the most ounces of water in a day, and really get the important part of it, really get them into taking care of their health.
Oh, the water drinking competition. We have very competitive kids at my house, so maybe that's actually a good one for me to try. And you also have a third tip you wanted to share with our viewers.
Yeah, I want to talk about unbreakable boundaries. And I think we lead by example when we say no to our children. That's a great example. And then we follow through. We need to teach them that we don't have to do things out of obligation. We can say no, and it's safe to do so. And then also, the follow through part is so important because sometimes, let's face it, as parents, we get tired. We've had a long day and we can bend the rules. Let's be consistent in these unbreakable boundaries and help our children be able to implement the same for their lives.
Well, these are three great examples of how we can start to do some of this model behavior. Any other ways, any other suggestions and advice you have for parents on raising well-rounded, resilient kids?
Yeah, I think, tap into your intuition. You know your children better than anyone. And another just little life hack to start your day off is speak affirmations. Maybe it's during breakfast, on school drop off, but really teach them to start their day with a positive attitude because it just prepares them for whatever might be ahead. And also for us parents, it's beneficial for us too.
True, true. Chrissy Primer, thanks so much for being on the show today. If you want more on de-stressing and more of her advice, you can check out primetimecs.com.